Crypto. I'm your host, Mr. Big Braids. Let me do a quick update video this morning. Got the crypto and coffee going. It's always good to get up and grab a good shot of coffee. Take a look at the grids. Get up before 7. Okay, here we go. So, looking at BTC, I pulled the fib line up on here. When setting up the fib lines, everybody's like, "Well, where do you put the fib lines at?" It's close to wherever the breakout line is, wherever you can, if you can find it, find a fib. We tested, came down to the 618. 618 didn't hold, came down, tested, the 786. Could possibly have did a little bit of a breakthrough here. Tested the 786 again, got rejected at 618, came back up, tried to hit the 618 again. Tested it again, more than likely one more time, and if it doesn't get to play at once, down here, 57, 58, that's on the table as far as BTC goes. These little plays here, still has the same little action here to where you get some, the capitulation, and then one of these. Basically how this played out here. You had a little bit of drop, and then you had your gradual increase here. So, could say, that's basically what, I hear it from a lot of people. Then my reads into it too. And people talk about the BTC ETF and such, and how that's going to hurt, and everybody has their views and opinions. So it'd be nice to hear from you all on what your, opinions are on BTC. And we're always going to remember, not financial advice, but got to do what's right for you. And with BTC, like we always say, got to keep an eye on it, see what it's going to do, because once it drops down here, everything's going to take a dip, and everybody panics. It's like the worst thing I ever see all the time. That's all I see is panic. Everybody, starts out all fresh and all awesome and stuff. But, I'm pretty, there's a quote that, from a long time ago that should be the rule that's written on, the crypto door when you walk through it. And it's, people get upset about my game plans and the way I play it and stuff like that. But, that's the way I do the crypto game, because the bulls are going to make money, the bears are going to make money, but the pigs get slaughtered. Quote from Warren Buffett. And everybody comes in on Tuesday, wants to slap some money and be rich by Wednesday. Don't work like that. You can't just push this market the way you want it. You can't just dive in QNT and say, I'm gonna put freaking all my money right here, and man, it's gonna rock it here tomorrow. It's not a guarantee. Crypto can do whatever it wants. That's just the beast of it is. Just like I said. And the quotation, I've looked into it many times, and before I was, did the same thing. I looked for what was going to move and hope, cross my fingers and hope that it did that. But mine's more patient at this moment. I look for the good buys, the cheap stuff right now. And my lucky shot that I got. You always have to have. I have multiple horses running in this thing, but my launch shot horse has been currently the ASM, and it's taking a look at this here, see where we were at the other day. So yeah, see, still doing this little crawl up, hoping for this. Yesterday we let me get rid of it. We'll just start this over here. So this is where we're at yesterday. That's where we're at right now. And as far as this is looking here, we already tested the 786. So we could possibly just keep doing this up here, and then one of these, or basically some sideways action again. And that's the ideal from what I've been getting off of this token here is, um, it's been just a slow climb, and I still don't see it. Everybody every day I see them say it's diving off the face of the earth, it's done, it's dead. And these are people that are buying it up here. The FUD's gonna be there all the time. I mean, I hear that all the time. People are like, how can you be so relaxed when shit's popping off and dropping this way? But when you get in, down in these areas over here, you heard the same. You heard the same conversation down here when everybody was like, this thing ain't moving anymore, and then all of a sudden, we move up to like 8 or 9, and then from like 7, and still there's still that impatience. Everybody's waiting. When's it gonna happen? When's it gonna? And then you get this glorious move, and then everybody's okay for a while, and then we start getting into this point here where we're coming down again, just consolidating and panic and despair and rush, and it happens every time. I see it all the time, and so that's exactly what's going on with this coin. And everybody gets impatient with waiting and seeing what's going to happen. But that's what crypto is about. And even stocks and stuff like that, you gotta wait and see. It's about building it up. Now, am I bullish or bearish? I play it right at the right times. You can't be bullish every day, and you can't be bearish every day. But accumulate along the path as you can. I accumulate. I accumulate. I accumulate. 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 I don't buy top, buy top, buy top. I mean, it works. I mean, that might work for some people, but that doesn't work for me. That's not part of my game plan. But as far as ACM, the the 13's still on the table. We still got a pretty good drop, but the 1484 has been tagged here many times here, 4 times in the last week. Now, what I get to ask, we got like the 1, the 2, 3, 4 times. And, getting tests like that, it's trying to go through. And we're at that point where it's either going to go up or down. It's either going to test this and go, drop down and then get that shot. So, drop down to around 13. 11's on the table too, around here 11, and then we've got the 13 levels. So 13's looking pretty good, especially with I see a lot of tweet news going around about ASM. It's gone up from last week, so people are talking about it, people are noticing it, people are wondering what's going on with it, and it's still in quarter 3. Everybody's still waiting for the quarter 4. Everybody's like, well, why doesn't people get bullish? Big companies are gonna get bullish on something that's not working yet. It's quarter 4. They're still in quarter 3. But over in their country, this is a big buy. So, but until it gets global, the quarter 4 language pack isn't in there. So that to me, the reads on that makes it seem like it's just in Korean still. And as far as the language packs for computer systems too. They're still in the beta and alpha testing as far as seeing if everything can work with whatever it's working with. All the projects they got going on. Because you gotta have those interactive packs that allow them to one system to operate with the other system, as well as have English, Korean, Japanese, Spanish languages all in there, because the more people you got, the more money you're going to invest in. But if it's just in Korean, you're more than likely just going to get Korean people to buy it. I mean, that's just reading the paper right there. That's just reading into it. And so, hopefully that answered somebody's questions. That was wondering what's taking so long. I mean, read up on it. I mean, take a look to check into it and see what it's doing. I mean, this is just one of my. This is what I got as a long shot. I also got this one here. I had my secondaries as well, but everybody gets upset. There's all these big whales out here that they have multiple stuff in there, and I added. Everybody's like, "Well, I got to drop all my money into one thing," but you know, I myself, I don't believe in that. I scatter things around about. I like stuff that works. I like stuff that possibly works, and I got stuff that's just now starting. That's a possibility, and those are my long shots. So keep them on. I mean, but that's just my plan. This isn't financial advice. That's not. Got to do what's right for you. That's just what I do. And I don't get why people get upset about that. A lot of when I get comments and stuff, everybody's like, put everything in right here." Why the hell would I put it in right there? It's like, damn. I'll buy it when it comes down here. After this correction, because everything's got to correct. Stuff just don't move in one straight line for the whole time. I mean, unless you're like on a straight up trend like Tesla did for quite a few years. But this we're talking about ASM here, and it's a good project. It's awesome. Has started. It's got possibilities. They're all there. Is it going to shoot to the roof? Shoot. It just remains to be seen. That's why it's my launch shot. I'm sitting here accumulating because it's cheap, and it could do nothing. It could be a debt. It could be ACH all over again. And still be waiting years later. But it is up for me in my on my buys in this one. So that's why I do it. A lot of good sales. XLM's up. XLM's a little bit down. And I know everybody gets impatient with my show because everybody's just impatient these days. But you know what? I'm gonna ramble on about whatever I want because this. I mean, a lot of people have different coins that they want to look at. It's not just we got XLM getting some differently. So as you can tell, it's set up the same way BTC is. So everybody doesn't understand that. Everybody's just like oh yeah, these coins. But a lot of them, once they make it to a certain point, they pair it with BTC and they do exactly what BTC does there for a while. They have BTC freaking mentality or something. So this is the same setup that if you look at the XLM here and then you got BTC here. Same setup. That's why keeping an eye on that BTC dominance is important. And people coming into crypto, they don't realize that some coins go by Ether, some coins go by BTC, and then you got other coins that just don't give a damn, but they eventually those coins eventually catch up with the BTC pair. I mean, looking back at a lot of coins that started out, with that FU freaking launch, and now they're freaking held back really hard by BTC nowadays. I mean, look at ICP. I mean, everybody's like, all these coins are freaking launching, but they had their moments, and they still have their moments. Everything. Every company's using whatever they got to get better. So once they get pretty awesome, then another drive at it. Just like with this, like NKN. A lot of us thought NKN was going to be like one of the last ones to go. So, but it was one of those ones that was like something's going to happen soon, and it's been making moves all the way from. It started early, but I was glad to have been a part of that for the it's still everybody's like, well, how come it didn't go to $2? This is just the first run. I mean, like, we made it to here. I mean, goddamn. I mean, it was sitting at like 44 for a long time, and 65. Here we are, 65. I mean, nobody didn't think we'd be up here again, but here we are, 65. Looks pretty good to me. Q&T is lagging on my end. This is probably one of my, it's expensive. It's one of my last picks. Q&T is it's a strong company. It's got a lot of stuff they're going into. I'm looking into some of the stocks that they're with the companies that they're involved in. After the crypto bull run, and those are some long-term assets. So if they're working with companies that you want to do a long-term with, they're probably some pretty decent companies. Q&T end of year bull run. I could see this at realistically 350, 450, 5. That would be pretty good. The trouble that I have with this, I mean, big companies would probably want this a lot. Some whales would probably want to take this on because it's too expensive for us common folk. But you know, I'm gonna get a piece of that action. That's my goal. I'm gonna get some of the Q&T. Ether. In the beginning, I wanted to dive into Ether. I was, looking at it when it was at 1800. But did I want to get on the slow train? You know, probably would have been nice. But did I really want to graduate to that level yet? Not till I got this show going. So, uh, that's the goal, though. Graduating to the ETH BTC world. That's going to be the plan eventually. Link here. Links. I still have some. I feel like 33 is still cheap for Link right now, and I'd like to get some of this action. We get some good plays going in crypto and stuff. Looks pretty good. I'm surprised DNT didn't get hit that hard. That's what I'm freaking out about right now because with all these dippies, ASM freaking dipped back pretty good. DNT still holding good at 18. I mean I would expect it to go all the way back to 16, but something's going on here. I mean, it's still holding strong at freaking getting close to 19 here. So DNT looks like something that's probably gonna. I mean, it's holding up really good. I don't know if a lot of people are just holding it because it's cheap too. Probably about the same as ASM. It's just people waiting to see what's gonna happen, and accumulating probably. I mean that's what I'm doing. WCFG really took a pullback, and that's pretty good sale. $1.65, $1.69, and this one just always plays between 230 and this point. So it's got a big sideways trend on it. Farm's down to 153. Still just trending sideways, just like everything else. 153 is that's. But as you can see, look at this too. By looking at the other coins, you can really see the play, and just seeing this, I mean, I look at that as I always think it was the lucky 7, but it's not so lucky. What else we got here? Scale. Let's take a look at scale. See, still the BTC basically affects a lot of them, but see, I mean, would you? I mean, could you argue that that's a decent bull flag getting underway? I mean, it could be, and it's important to check out all the other coins because sometimes you don't really see what BTC actually looks like until you look at what it's done to another coin. But Scale looks like, I mean, it looks explosive at the moment. I mean, well, that's just my opinion of it. Right now, it's up 0.44%. SHIB's getting a little bit of action here. But yeah, another drink of the coffee here, and but just wanted to do a quick update. Sunday morning, getting ready to go check out the forest, and hopefully let's take another look at ACM again. Let's hope for some fireworks. Here we're already testing that 786 again. We got this action going on here. Now, as you can see that, like I said, you get these bearish butterfly type deals, which means, a pushback usually. So we've already got a slider one type kind of forming, and then it's more, you can really see it in this one. So the dip down, I mean, this is what you got to look for right here. This is what gets me scared, is this little thing here, or excited. I guess I try to look at everybody who's buying. So, but yeah, that's there. This is on the table as well, and That straight up sideways action. Totally, because that's where we are. We're just doing sideways action. So, I mean, if we were coming in down here, I'd say, yeah, okay, well, we're freaking dipping, but if it has not crossed this plane here, 1484. It's tried, but it's still there. So, this is still at 1484 here as well, for the dip down and sideways, and then 13's on the table as well for this, and then one of these. Sounds like a lot of players are looking for the 13 buy-in, and once that hits, could get that moonshot, but still remains to be seen. I'm still like myself. I'm still waiting for that Q4 light to go on, and at that time, that's when I'm going to start really getting bullish on ESM. But until then, there's just patience and waiting. Um, don't listen to all the FUD. Keep yourselves good. Take care of yourselves. And this is Mr. Big Braids signing out. Have a good morning, everybody.